thank you everyone for coming today. We are going to talk about healing disease through juice cleansing, and this is something I'm really passionate about. I've tried to fit in 2 hours of content within 45 minutes, so I'm going to do my best. So I'm just going to get straight to it. Yes, it works. Okay, a little history about me. Very quickly, I'm a Master Reiki practitioner. I am a hypnotherapist. I specialise in detoxification through fasting. And I'm the owner and founder of Juicing with Nadia. So it's a juice cleansing company here in the Sunshine Coast, Brisbane and Adelaide, and we deliver cleansers to people's doors so that they can help heal naturally, like their bodies are supposed to. So that is a big passion of mine. My biggest achievement in life was healing myself from 4 autoimmune diseases. When I was 21, I got 2 liver diseases. I got rheumatoid arthritis all over my body. I got thyroid disease, and I was down to pretty much a little piece of fruit if I would have it. My knee would blow up completely, my joints would ache, I couldn't walk, and I didn't know any better. So I went down the pharmaceutical route, and 24 years old, I was popping 13 pharmaceutical tablets a day. My mum had to dress me. I couldn't open a jar to save my life. There was like crawling to the toilet. Crazy for 24, and I was a real sporty child, so that was quite depressing. And I just had enough at 24. I thought, no, stop this. The medical, it's not doing, it's not working for me. So I went down the natural path, and thank God I did, because I got introduced into juicing, which saved me, healed my body, and helped me heal myself. So I've been juice cleansing for over 13 years now. I've completed over 40 juice cleansers. That's pretty much obsessed. 10-day water fast. I've done a 40-day juice fast, a 22-day water fast, and they've all just contributed. Every time I do a juice cleanse, I just lift in consciousness. I love the world more. My lens, eyes, everything is life. It just senses a light. It's just beautiful. So I highly recommend it. It really does it was my path to bring me closer to God, or closer to Spirit or Source. So it's truly magnificent when you fast. So as we know, we are spiritual beings, and we contract to this vessel to live out this contract. And we've got to work together. We work as a team. So we are both spiritual and we are both physical, but we've got to look after both. So we can't just do all physical. We can't just go, and not take time to be. And we also can't just do all spiritual. We can't sit on sit on the mountain for 8 hours a day and not pay our bills and be evicted from our house. And we need to take care of both aspects of our life. We are interconnected. And just as the masculine energy needs the feminine energy, the spiritual must work with the physical. So the masculine side of us is the acid side. It's the doer, it's the burn, it's the sun. The feminine side is the healer, it's the cool, it's the earth. And we've all got a masculine and we've all got a feminine in us. And we need both. We need to care for both in balance for our bodies to heal. So the masculine is naturally drawn to the feminine, and the feminine is naturally drawn to the masculine, and they need each other. Otherwise the masculine will just burn out, or the feminine just won't do anything, won't move forward. So an example, for instance, if you have a woman and she's high in her masculine and 100 miles an hour, hasn't taken a break forever, the best thing you can do as a friend or a partner is to just connect with her, eye contact, and just say, how are you feeling? And just listen and just be, and just hold that moment, and she'll go 10,000 words later, and you're in that space and you're holding it for her, and then you'll get this and just complete change of aura, because that's what she needed to get back into the present and just release. And the same thing is masculine. If he's too far in his masculine, you as a friend or a partner can just go, how are you? How was your day? And then they'll generally say, oh, no respect, take advantage, poof, an addition, I did that, I didn't even notice, and a poof, and it's usually just a vent of frustration or a vent of anger. And then you just watch that aura clear, and then they'll center into their peace. And it's just this beautiful combination of just, we are all healers for each other. And the same thing with the feminine, if a lady's too far in her feminine, the best thing a male can do, or, someone in their masculine as a friend or a partner, is to come on, if they're kind of, life's too hard, it's just too much, it's, overwhelming. Just the masculine can come in and go, you've got this. You're a natural, you've done this, like a gentle push, come on, we don't have to do all of that at once, let's just do one thing. And then goes, yeah, I think I can do it. And then they take a step and they're like, I've got this, and the creative flow happens and they're back to doing everything. And the same thing with the masculine, if the male gets too much in the feminine, it's like, it's too hard, basket, procrastination, I can't do that, That's when, we gently put our masculine in. It's like, you're a natural. You are good at this. You are brilliant. I have seen you. You've done this, but, you've got all of that. And you're like, yeah, you're right, I am. Bang, centered. And they're off again and running. So, family members, when we stay in the present moment and we can really just tune in to everyone, we can be healers for each other and really just balance them, because when we are balancing the masculine and the feminine, we get in this beautiful spot of balance, this beautiful spot in the heart and peace, and that's when we heal. So it's hugely interconnected. So we heal both the energetic and the physical body. So the physical body, juice cleansing. We need to get the crap out of our body. We have to. We have to clean it out, and we're using the fruits from vegetables from Mother Nature, and then we're using the highest energy healer possible, source energy. And we put source together, or we put spiritual together with physical juices, and you transform a juice. You can make it go 10 times as the healing effect, which is insane. It's amazing. And the higher the frequency, the quicker the healing. The higher the frequency, the quicker the healing. And that is really cool. That is really cool. That is when you heal tumours in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And that's been done where it's been live, and a tumour has been live on a radiation, and these amazing Chinese scientists have just healed and seen the tumour as not there and healed, and it's taken them 2 minutes and 30 seconds to completely heal a tumour. If you do that with your water, your juice, every single thing you eat, you can program that to do exactly what you want it to do. Hey, I want to love my body more. Program your water. I want to be more confident. Program your water. Program your juice. And when you're flooding yourself with these juices and that are using the source energy, it is the highest healing elixir possible. Okay? And it is personally made to you. It's insane. So, Emoto Missouri, has anyone heard of his work? Amazing guy. He basically, we all know the crystal water thing that he did, but he's basically did a rice experiment as well. So he's put a jar of rice with some water here, a jar of rice with some water here, and a jar of rice with some water here. Every day he went up to the first jar of rice with some water and he said, I love you. Then he went up to the second jar and he said, you're an idiot. Then he went up to the third jar and he said, he didn't go up to he ignored the third jar. Then the next day, I love you, you're an idiot, just ignored that one. He did that for 30 days, that experiment. After 30 days, the first jar that he said, I love you, was just beautifully fermenting with this lavender scent. The second jar that he said, you're an idiot, completely turned black. The third jar, get this, that he ignored, was rotting. So it just goes to show if we ignore our problems, they don't go away. We need to bring light to our problems and water. So the same thing, and we are 70% water. 70%. So our body responds to what we tell it. So, if you're saying I'm fat, the body goes, okay. If you're saying I don't have energy, the body goes, okay. You say, I have a fast metabolism, the body goes, okay, I do. If I never get sick, okay, we don't. Belief system, it's amazing. So I had to throw 5G in here because I'm really passionate about this. But basically, we're continually being bathed in electromagnetic radiation, satellites, radars, towers, antennas, electronics, mobile phones, computers, cars. It's crazy. The radiation causes our natural flow to become chaotic and disconnects us from source. So our natural flow is this beautiful flow like this. 5G makes it go all staggered. We don't want that. We can't hear our own thoughts then, we're then out of alignment. Currently 5G is around 2 gigahertz to about 300 gigahertz. At the lower end at 4G at 2.4 gigahertz, this stuff makes you docile. So there's been over 10,000 studies proving that 4G, basically cancer, all of these diseases, they've proved it. And then they went and brought out 5G, which is 100 times stronger and more potent. It's a shorter millimetre wavelength, and that's why they need all the towers so they can bounce off each other. So 24 gigahertz is an effective pest extermination. It kills butterflies, it kills bees, and there's been videos, they show the bees, flying through these, and they die. They're killing the insects, it's crazy. Get this, 300 gigahertz is used for military weapon crowd control. So if you were to get hit by this wave, basically you fall to the ground. And in Australia, this is legal. They're legally allowed to radiate what they choose, and there is no regulating body on this, which I don't know how something can be rolled out the entire world and have no regulating body. Like, it still blows my mind. And the governments just wipe their hands and go, Telstra, you can control that, that's fine. So it's crazy, crazy. 60 gigahertz actually changes the oxygen molecules that we breathe. So we're actually breathing in, we can't get in our oxygen properly. If you were to go to your home and wear, just say, goggles that picked up the frequencies, it would be like a Mission Impossible scene. You would be like weaving and trying to, because there would be rays everywhere. You've got rays from the radiation, you've got rays from the computer. Every PowerPoint has an electromagnetic ray in it. The computer screen, you've got the car electronics, you've got the Wi-Fi, you've got kettle, fridge, microwave. All of this stuff is impacting us. If you're living in an apartment, you've got all of their Wi-Fi. So all of this is currently, making us chaos. And the higher these frequencies go, people can't hear their own thoughts. And God knows what's being transmuted in these things, because we are human radio signals, we pick this stuff up. So it's just, our energy is so important, and we need to care for our body, but we also need to care for our energy. Because you can't, you could do a juice cleanse and feel amazing, but if you're right next to a 5G tower that's poisoning, and putting electromagnetic fields in, you're not going to heal. You can't, because your body can't get in a state of peace, because it's continually in fight and flight or chaotic. So it's so important to take care of the electromagnetic side of it as well, so that you can actually create a state of peace so that you can heal. And that's what the Tesla house kits do. They change the negative energy back to the flow energy, so you can actually live and have everyone needs a home that they can relax and not have these rays in there. And everyone needs a haven that we can just relax, sleep, so that we can rest and repair. So emotions and detoxing is huge. We want to always eat when we're in a peaceful state. So if we're eating when we're just, say, really stressed, what we're actually doing is we are programming the food, like we did programming the rice experiment. So if we're eating really stressed, we're saying, hey, this is really stressful energy we're putting in that food, then we consume that, and then if we're not digesting all of our meal, the body actually then stores that. It stores that in tissues, muscles, in our fascia, and when it comes to detoxing that again, the body will then move that waste and it will stir up those very same emotions. And then we will generally say, oh, not comfortable, and we tend to want to push it down with more food. So we get into this sort of cycle of where emotions are coming up, we're pushing them down with food, we're overeating, we're storing them again, and then it's doing it again. So what we want to make sure is when we detox and the emotions come up, when we're juice cleansing and we're finally giving our body that time to cleanse, and those emotions do arise from the tissues that they've been stored, we can cheat by using colonics. We can cheat by using enemas, and what happens, and it just flushes it out our blood, our bowels, and then we don't have to experience that. And when we're high and we're feeling lighter again, so again, juice cleansing, enemas, colonics, they go fantastic as well. Just remember, when you're eating, we want to be eating in a peaceful state. So what is disease? What is disease? Disease is simply your body desperately trying to save you by telling you, please stop poisoning me. That's all it is. It's not something you catch. It's not something you need to feed drugs to tell it to be quiet. I went down that route and it almost killed me. When you have a disease, you have simply too much waste in the system. And you also have patterns that need changing because there's always a cause. There's always a cause. So the diseased man or woman is an over-acidic being, and they most likely hold trauma, parasites, worms, yeast, mould, is tired, fatigued organs, and you've generally got a clogged up bowel. And the only way to heal that is to take out the trash. And we know when we juice cleanse, the digestive system rests and the body goes, fantastic, I've got all this energy to now clean the house. Let's get going. So when you, exactly, I just said this, and your body then starts to heal. So juice cleansing and healing disease, the alkalinity of the juice is so important because when you provide an alkaline environment in your body goes, okay, it's safe now to bring out the trash. Because what happens is when you bring out the trash, your body starts to get a bit acidic again because it's like breaking down all of this rubbish and it starts to get acidic. If you're feeding too much acid into your body can't do that because it's like, no, not safe enough. Whereas if you've got a beautiful alkaline environment, it's like, oh, it's all good to go. And we start to bring out the trash and pull it out. Not to mention, feed ourselves with the most amazing minerals too. So when we juice cleanse, the first thing we do is obviously digesting our last few meals, but then we start to digest the sugars and the carbohydrates. And then we go into the fats. So once we go into the fats, we go into ketosis, then we're going to the proteins, the byproducts we don't need. And then once we get to a point, it's probably around juice cleansing, say day 6, and we get into deep healing. And that's when we're getting into the nooks and crannies. We're getting into those, hardened mucus, dead decay cells, old stored waste, acid crystals, parasites, worms, heavy metals, toxic chemicals, and it allows them to get out. And since you're not spending your energy on digesting, the body then starts to heal and repair your organs. And the longer you cleanse, the deeper the healing. And sometimes you need to get really skinny if you've got a lot going on, which is cool. But then you will get those chemicals out, and I promise you, you will rebuild back to health. When I was doing 22 days on water, on day 14 something happened, and I felt these vortexes open up in my body, and I thought, hang on, my body is learning how to utilise light now as a source of fuel. I could feel this transformation, and then my weight stabilised, and I thought, well, this is cool. And I had then more energy at day 22 than I did at day 14. And I was, doing more and I thought, fantastic, my body knows how to use light now. And I would go touch a tree and then I would be energized. And then I would go put my feet on the sand and it's like I'd eaten a meal. It was like amazing. I was like, this is amazing. As soon as I broke that fast, the first thing I had a little bit of juice, the first thing I wanted to do was hit the gym and do weights. And I've never been an arm weight person. And I was like, give me the dumbbells, give me the push-ups. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's do this. Because the body wanted to rebuild healthy again. It was ready. It had done the cleansing. And it's like, right, I'm ready to rebuild healthy. So when we do the juice cleansing, get all the stuff out, we feel better. Sometimes you've got to, put down the shit house, bulldoze the shit house and build the dream one. Sometimes you've got to do that. And juice cleansing does that. Get all the stuff out and then build those muscles without the trauma. Build those muscles without the emotions. So that we are like, when we detox, then we're loving life because there's nothing stored in it. This is one of the biggest lessons I learned was when I was fasting. Now, fruit or no fruit, this is such a big debate and I had to put it in here. I couldn't help myself because I have to have my opinion. Fruit is fantastic in the fact that it loosens toxins ready for elimination, but most fruits are acid and sub-acid, and a diseased body is already an over-acidic body. If you add extra acid, you can simply re-poison the body. I knew this firsthand. I would have the slightest bit of pineapple, the slightest bit of watermelon, and I would blow up like a crazy person. Like I was out here because my body was insanely acidic. It could not take any more acid. It just wanted alkaline. So, even if your alimentary organs are weakened, same thing, you're not able to utilise and get rid of that acid properly. And it's the sugar, the fruit sugar is just going to stir up, and all these toxins are just going to get reabsorbed in the body because the organs can't effectively eliminate them. So there is a place for fruit, and there is a place not to have fruit. When you don't have fruit in a juice cleanse, when you have a yeast condition. Now this is common sense. The fruit in sugar feeds yeast. We don't want to feed the yeast, we want to get rid of the yeast. And then if you're feeding the yeast, you're giving up acidic acid, lactic acid, uric acid, plus alcohol, and this then creates gout. We don't want that. The pH of the blood is generally around 7.35 to 7.45, and that's when you're getting healthy metabolic processes. This extra acid that causes by fruit, if you've got a yeast condition, it lowers your pH. And if you get to 5.5, this is actually the ideal environment for fungus, yeast and parasites to grow in. So it's just not a good idea. You don't want to feed the yeast, you want to get rid of it. Bicarb, Celtic sea salt, in our do-it-yourself juicing programs, we use these things because they can lift the lift the alkalinity of the blood, and then it allows a better environment for the body to cleanse. Okay, when do you not have fruit again? When you have cancer. Again, cancer's favourite food is sugar. We need to kill the cancer, we don't need to feed it. So if you juice cleanse on green juices without fruit, but lemon has an alkalining effect. And I can guarantee you shrink tumours. This stuff is amazing. I've seen it. I've seen clients drink their brain tumours with my green cleansers. Insane what the body can do. Cancer cannot survive in a pure alkaline environment. It cannot survive. Chemistry alone proves this. It can also not survive in the presence of oxygen. We can actually breathe out our diseases. Wim Hof shows this. You can breathe out your diseases just by doing breath work. It's amazing. Steve Jobs had pancreatic cancer. They put him on an all-fruit diet and it killed him. Why would you put someone who can't only process a little bit of sugar at a time with their pancreas, why would you put them on all fruit? Like, it's crazy. It's like saying, hey, person with broken leg, let's run a marathon. Like, no, heal the leg first, then we can run. So it's like, putting all fruit, it would have completely packed up the pancreas. It wouldn't have been able to process. There'd be acids going everywhere, and he would have died of acidosis. Crazy cat. So it's, every person has a tailored condition that we need to work with them for. When you have autoimmune diseases, same thing. Your body is highly acidic, and we need to make it alkaline. Again, every point in pH we drop, our body absorbs 60% less oxygen. This is so huge, so huge. When you have arthritis, I know this firsthand. When you have arthritis, generally, parasites, worms, they're eating holes in your intestinal tract. And then what happens is foreign proteins and bits and pieces that shouldn't get there get through these walls and they get into your blood system. And then the body goes, shit, you're not supposed to be here. Quick. We need to get our blood alkaline again. Let's get some calcium and crystallize these things. So it pulls all the calcium out of your bones, and then it crystallizes these foreign proteins, and then it stores them in the safest place it can. And the body does this to protect you. It's not attacking you, it's doing it to protect you. The body loves you, it always does its best to protect you. So what happens if you start eating fruit and you've got arthritis? You're going to be stirring up all of these worms, parasites, all of the stuff in your bowel, and then you've got holes, and then it's just going to be, again, going through. Have an immune response. The body goes, that shouldn't be here. Same thing, sucks even more calcium out, crystallizes these things, and then puts them in your body. You're just adding to the problem. So conditions like this, until you heal that layer, then you can go to fruit, because then the fruit's a good mover. And then it pushes it out, and then colonics with it, and happy days. Aloe vera is fantastic for getting that lining back. Aloe vera, beautiful, beautiful herb. High vibrations. The body heals naturally when you're in high vibration setting. The higher the vibration, the quicker the healing. I was once, I don't know if I should say this, but I was once watching a YouTube video and it was like of breatharianism, and I was so inspired. I was like peak love. I was just so high in that moment, insanely high. And I was just, and then I thought, and my stomach started going in here, I'm like, oh, and then I felt nauseous. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I had to go to the toilet straight away. I passed a parasite in that moment, just from being that high vibration. And I was like, oh my God, like that parasite couldn't stay in my body when I was at that high vibration. And that is a perfect example of how they were healing the tumour. When you get so high, the body can't, any parasite, they can't. They're like, get me out of here, there's too much love. Like they can't, I need to go over there, and they get out of your body. So know that you have the power to heal yourself when you get in those really high states of vibration. And it's love, like unconditional love, like how you look at children, how they look at you. This stuff heals. They say love heals all. They're right. It really is true. So it's also about creating a safe space to heal. And we need a safe space physically, which is alkaline. Alkaline is a safe space for the body to heal. We need a safe space environmentally. 5G, that's not a safe space. We want it away from that. Chlorinated water, that's not safe. Putting stuff, chemicals on our body, that's not safe space. We need to create a safe environmental space. This is huge, mentally, emotionally, and spiritual too, away from the judgment. If you're in a toxic relationship, it's very hard to heal. I've been to seminars where there's like, there's some guy at the front who's like, this is a safe space. And I'm thinking, red flag. No one can determine what's a safe space for you. Only you as an individual can determine what a safe space is for you. So I was already, and then it was like, now go dance with the partner next to you. And I'm already thinking, that's a boundary violation. If you were to go to a bar and say, all right, everybody, dance with the person next to you, they'll tell you to get stuffed. It's like, no, like I choose who I want to interact with, and like, so I just think, and that's a healing environment, and that was advert, and I just thought, this is crazy. It is, once we learn to honour our boundaries and know what a safe space is to us, it is so beautiful, because only we determine. And it could be 99 out of 100 people that we don't open up to, and that is perfectly fine, because we decide when it's right for us to open up. And when we can, and we find those beautiful people in our lives that we can be 100% ourselves with, and just feel so relaxed, they are good people. They are the people you have in the life. You don't want to be around the people that you feel self-conscious with, you feel bad about yourself. They're not good people. They're most likely feeding off your insecurities, so they can get whatever. But just take note, this beautiful indicator, our solar plexus, it tells us who the people in our life should be. It will tell us. When we can completely just be, like no care, like just relax, like whatever, no filter, like that is good energy to be around, and you hold those people, they're amazing. If you're just angst, tired, stressed, like watching what you say, like she's going to judge me, probably not the best people to have in your life. And it's beautiful because we get to choose, and that is self-honour. Again, love heals everything. One of the best things, quickly, again, relationships. Same thing. If someone's with you for your looks, what you have, your status, what you can do for them, seriously, take my keys and run, because that is a toxic relationship there. That is not love. And you need to love yourself enough that is self-worth. So whenever you see yourself in that, we've all been there, wherever you see yourself in that type of relationship, you step away. We need to work on self-love. Love ourselves, who we are. Know we are worthy of someone loving us for who we are, and not all of that stuff. So it doesn't matter. It's about connection at the end of the day. And the same thing, my retreats is the most amazing thing, because I get to provide that for people. If they choose, it's a safe space for them. But to really just look at someone with unconditional love and just provide that space to go, hey, everything about you, dark, light, everything, every crazy quirk, everything is so perfect. So perfect. Like you are so perfect. You are a perfect expression of God in your way. And to provide that to someone, you are a healer. If you can walk out of this room and look at someone through the eyes of God and know they are perfect in every way, you are a healer. And like, freaking congratulations, that is spreading the light. So we want to practice coming from love all the time if we can. Your thoughts, you can heal again or disempower. If you hold someone to their highest light, you heal them. The tumour, that was held to the highest light. You are healed now. You are healed now. If you're a poor person, she's sick, that's not healing. That's reinforcing that they're sick. Hold them. Push them up. Hold them to their highest light. If you're lusting, controlling, manipulating, demeaning, whether you know it or not, you're attempting to take their light, whether you know it or not. You don't need to take anyone's light. We have our own light. We have our own light. We have unlimited light. And when we are connected, we can move mountains. We really can. It is so cool what you can do when you're fully aligned. And when you're in a high frequency, it's pretty special. There's kids out there, they're moving stuff with their minds. Like, how cool is that? They're moving objects with their minds. Kids already. It is so cool what we have, what our power is. And the more you juice cleanse, we clear our channels out, and we become a clearer channel for that source energy. And then we can do more, and we can give out light, and we can be better healers and have a better life, and we enjoy our life. So how do we make the best juices ever? We want to program out of them. We want to tell exactly what we want the juice to do. But first of all, we want to make sure the juice is good. So we want to make sure that we have the best ingredients for your condition. If you're allergic to ginger, don't put ginger in there. You know, if you don't need fruit is too much, don't put fruit in your juices yet. So we want to get the ingredients right. We then want to make sure we have the right produce. No sprays. We're really sensitive when we're cleansing. We don't want to be putting chemicals in us as well. So we want to make sure bicarb, apple cider vinegar, you can't get organic, just wash it. Your dirty dozen, things like your leafy greens, try and make sure you get organic because they're most susceptible to sprays. But at the end of the day, you want to start growing stuff. You want to start nurturing stuff in your garden. You want to be planting, almost, there's a thing, you lick the seeds and then you plant it. You're telling that seed, this is, heal me. It's amazing. And that plant is being grown for you. Like, it's so good, and it works together with you. It's almost like you had a baby. It's not as hard. You don't need 9 months. Using a cold press juicer, it's important because, you can use a Red Bull, but cold press masticating, you're getting the nutrients out of the juicer, so you're getting more from it. And it can last for 4 days. And you're not getting that high-speed blend, high-speed blade that oxidizes the juice quickly. So it's more nutrient dense, lasts longer, just tastes amazing. So best thing you can invest in is a juicer. Best thing. Tesla, again, I Tesla everything. I Tesla everything. So this is my car plate, but basically when we use a juicer, it has the juicer, is plugged into the power point. Electricity comes from the juicer and then it goes in your juice, and then we drink it and we're like, we don't need that. We don't need that. So I like to Tesla it. It gets rid of all the electricity, then it's pure, lifts the frequency of the juice. Any GMOs or any other bits and pieces gets rid of that, and so it is pure. Tesla is a purifier. Once the juice is purified, then you do your magic. And then you connect to your light, and you connect to Mother Earth. And then you really just feel the roots coming, from your feet, and you're really sucking those beautiful nutrients from Mother Earth, and you connect to the beautiful star, and then you just feel that light, and it is the most beautiful feeling in the world when you're in alignment. And then you just channel through your hands, and you tell your juice what you want it to do. Hey, I want you to heal my liver today. Hey, I want to start loving my body more. I want to start loving me more. I want to not be so scared of relationships. I want to be confident in relationships. Anything you want, the body will respond. And it is that the more we can get our minds out of it, the more powerful it is. One of the most powerful juices, healings I had was from when my best friend, her daughter, Reiki'd my juice. She's never done Reiki before. And I just said, can you just put some whatever Nadia needs? She goes, okay, this like doing a bit of this over thing, did some magic thing. And that night I was like crying, I'm like having this, and I was like all these like, I was like, oh my God, felt $1 million the next morning. And she's like 5 years old. And I just thought, because they're so pure. They're so pure. They haven't collected all the stuff that we've collected being our age. They're so pure. They're so good at it. So if you've got kids or you know kids, if you can even teach them that, amazing. Just say, hey, let's break here some juice. Let's put some love in here. They'll light up like a Christmas tree. They're so amazing. So, and this is what we can do every time. Every time we eat, every time we drink our water, we can program this and make just, the best healing is when I've just taken the time to go in my water, be connected, and then life-changing. We don't need to go to someone else to heal us. We have all the power. We are our own healers. Okay, so I would have had the juicer now, but I'm going to share 2 really cool recipes. This one's for cold, flu viruses, viruses. And we've got celery, lemon, spinach, parsley, ginger, and mother of herb. Spinach and parsley, I swear you should be having these things every day. If I told you what spinach and parsley does for you, I would have 6 pages of slides in that font. It is insane. They are insane. This is one of the best juice recipes for killing the colds. You just have 500 mils of that, put your power in there, and you are laughing. Mother of herb, if you can start growing that, it grows in abundance. It is amazing for viruses, amazing for flu. Antibacterial, antifungal, it gets rid of, even the bronchitis and things like that, laryngitis, sinusitis, all of that sort of stuff. Anything that's congesty, this stuff gets it out. The ginger is amazing, it's a stimulator, it gets in there. It's a beautiful combination. So celery is always a great base for your juices. But again, just make sure that you're sort of cutting it up nice and small, mix up the ingredients a bit, and then a good 500 mils in that we'll always do. When it comes to juices, we always want to just have them on an empty stomach. Because what happens if we're just eating some meat or like a pasta dish and then we eat a juice, we're just like putting this big thing of fermentation ready to happen and your body can't like digest it. Just kind of sits there. So juice first, fruit next, then go to heavier meals. Naturally, we're meant to actually, our bodies, if you sort of listen to it naturally, we're meant to go lighter in the morning, lighter, juice, and then we go a little bit heavier, or fruit, and then a little bit heavier, and then our heaviest meal at night, and then we go to sleep. It's the same thing with masculine and feminine. You wake up in the morning, you actually go into your masculine, so it's like wake up, you do your exercise in your morning, you all go. At 3 o'clock, you swap systems. And then you go into your feminine, and then it's all like, creative flow. So it's a really good time to do creative things around 3 to 7, because we're riding our feminine energy. And then the feminine wants, a bit more earthy vegetables. We're wanting a bit more chocolate and little things like that, because that's, that gets us in our creative thing. And then you just follow that. But again, it's listening to your body, it's learning to connect to this beautiful temple. And the one thing I have found is every time I juice cleansed, I connected more. I learned and I understood what my body wanted. And it's so cool because you finish a juice cleanse, your taste buds change, you've wiped out all the parasites and yuckies, and then finally your body can naturally tell you what it needs. It can naturally tell. You might just start craving raw carrots. And you're like, why am I eating raw carrots? But your body is like, no, you need raw carrots. Like, I'll crave some I remember just wanting to eat tomato and onion, and don't give me tomato, spinach, onion, I don't want anything else. And I was like, crazy. Had no friends for that week, but that's okay. It's like, that's what my body wanted. And you listen to it and it's like, okay, that really helped with the digestive here, like fantastic, amazing, and then it tells you that. Whereas when we're controlled by our parasites in our gut, they're usually putting us with sugar, carbs, blah, blah, everything we shouldn't be having. So the other juice recipe is for your skin. If you know anyone with acne or anyone with skin issues, dermatitis, again, aloe vera, we love her so much. She is so good for skin. If you've got any skin issues, use aloe vera as a moisturiser. I love using aloe vera as a moisturiser. You're like, it is amazing. Any burns, cuts, anything, aloe vera, it's amazing. Mint, same thing, works really well with aloe vera. Cucumber is a natural dehydrator. Natural hydrator. So again, it brings water to your skin. Skin looks lush, perfect. Again, and have it on an empty stomach, but this is a really good one to clear skin conditions. Even if you juice cleanse on that, that's fantastic. Celery and cucumber work really well together, by the way. Cool. All right. So finishing off, benefits of a juice cleanse. We have clarity, manifestation, changing your relationships. You change your internal world, you change your external world. That is so cool. You can look at your life and you'll know exactly what's wrong with your body. It is a reflection of what's going on internally. You change this internal chemistry, you change the external. Hair growth, whitened eyes, strong nails, glowing skin, clear skin, better metabolism, weight loss, healing of ailments, pain, gut health, flexibility, energy, heightened senses. Heightened senses, really cool. Connection to body, connection to spirit, that is really cool. Lifting of conscious awareness, breaking of habits, peaceful, strengthening, and my favourite is just clarity. You do a cleanse and you just know what you need to do next. You get clarity. You're like, oh, all of that chaos is gone and I now know, I'm now back in alignment and now back on my path. So, beautiful. So lastly, when you juice cleanse with alkaline juices, just remember, cancer cannot survive. Cannot survive. And your body must heal. The higher the frequency juice, the faster the healing. And your natural state is health. This is huge. Your natural state is health. Your body's always going to bring you back to that. So it's just about relaxing, providing the right environment, and that happens. They say cleanse 4 times a year around change of seasons, and that's the ultimate maintenance. 3-day cleanse 4 times a year. We service our car 4 times a year. Like, come on, our body deserves the same care. And you do that, you're fine. You're fine. You're vibing, you're adding years to your life, and I will be really rare if you're still going to doctors if you're doing that for a while. Very rare. So your body can and will heal from anything. Don't let anyone ever say that it can't. It absolutely can. You just need to provide it the right environment.
So can I ask you?
Yes.
Is 3 days sufficient? Enough healing can happen?
I always say go with your intuition. If this is your first time and you've never cleansed, I say 3 days is good. If you're feeling like you need more, then 7 days. You know, some people do 4 7-day cleanses. Some people do one big 30-day cleanse a year. They'll cleanse once a year for 30 days and they're laughing. So it's tailored. That's just a guideline, yeah. I love that because if you're like, no, I know, you're like in tune with your intuition, you're like, no, I need 14, or I need to do something really big. And especially if you're really trying to get an ailment or heal an organ or something, you're going to need a bit longer because it really, your body just needs a bit longer. That said, we healed a tumour in 2 minutes 30, so really, that's what's possible. Your body will tell you, your body will say, hey, we need more, hey, we need less. It's just, how do we listen? So basically, if you're interested in retreats, Tesla, juice cleanses, you can contact me on my email. Yeah, my next juicing retreat is the 29th of July to the 31st of July. That's in Sunshine Coast here, Roomba. All the information about our juice cleanses and products much. And just walk this life with unconditional love and you'll be amazing. I promise you, it'll be amazing.
Can I ask you one last thing?
Yes, please do.
Do you have a juice every day just as part of?
I am obsessed. I do. It is so rare that I don't have my fridge packed with juices. And some days I will just have juice and that's all my body wants. But my diet at the moment is juice, and then I'll probably have about one meal at about, say, 3:30, and then maybe a little bit of hot chocolate after that. But yeah, and that's just natural. And some days my body will tell me, okay, you need to cleanse now. And then we just do 2 days of juices, or we might do a day on water. And then sometimes I've got some hard physical work that I need to do and I need food and I'll need to. So there's no right or wrong, you're not having to eat a perfect diet. You eat to what you do. You eat to your lifestyle. You eat to how much energy you want. But I've learned over time that eating certain foods, I know how they react to my body. I know if I need to do some thinking, like, and some real, creative, strategic work, I'm having nuts. I'm having a cow. I'm getting, because it's like, stimulant that gets me into that creative. I know when I need to have good sleep, then I'm having salad. And then I'm like, and I know I'll sleep well there. So yeah, it's just tuning in. The more you cleanse, you're learning to listen to this beautiful body, and you work together and you heal each other together. So amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Last one question. Yeah, the aloe vera for the skin. How much aloe vera do you put into the juice?
Probably about that much.
Okay.
You can, generally I like to get the gel only, so you split it in half, get the gel only. But if you want to have a bowel movement, chuck the whole thing in, because it's going to make you go.
Okay.
So if you want to move, get the skin in there and it'll give a bit of a whoo, and don't need a colonic bed.
Can
So
you use just from the bottle like an organic? Something that's already created.
I would probably use the fresh if you can, only because generally if it's in a bottle, they're going to have some sort of preservative to make it last, and it's generally diluted, and I just don't know. I don't trust them. I want to see it. I want to know that I've grown it. I want to see that it's from my garden, and then I trust you. But hey, it's better than not having it. But if you can get aloe vera, is so cheap. It grows in abundance. Have it in your plant, rub it on your skin. You can heal teeth, gum disease. Like, fall in love with aloe vera. I'll marry aloe vera if it wasn't there. All right.
Thank you. So on your website is all the recipes and all of that?
Yeah.
Some of those on there?
Yeah, so there's free booklet you can download with recipes for sure. We do it-yourself programs that we basically give you all of my recipes. We have for the cleanse for like 7 days. You get everything, and you can cleanse for the rest of your life. Like, it's so cheap. I keep on getting yelled at for why are you giving all your recipes away, and I'm like, because we're here to help people.
I was going to say, it's with the cold press too. You end up with a lot of wastage, like with the fibre. Any suggestions? I might just chuck it out, but it always seems such a waste when you use cold press.
Yeah, do you want to hear something funny? That pets love it.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The dog, I had a friend's dog who would just prefer to eat that than the dog food. And I was like, you smart dog. Veggie patch, put it in the garden. It is like, why wouldn't you use it and put it in the garden, and you're refeeding the amazingness. Probably best. If you know someone, every time if I have to throw it out, I'm like, oh, like, who can I give it to?
No, it just seems such a lot.
Yeah. I tried making cookies with them.
So did I, but it was like, nah.
Yeah, I was like, maybe you can make protein balls. I would never do that again.
It loses all its nutrients, a lot of nutrients from the juice.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a fibre.
Exactly. Yeah, and it tastes like.
Okay. Thank you.
Not a just one. How long, generally speaking, if you go on a juice cleanse that you kill off the parasites and all that, how long does it take?
Well, when I did my very first cleanse, day 2, I passed a parasite.
Right.
So it's quick. But I was loaded. Like, I did on my first 10-day water pass, I passed 30 huge parasites with babies. Like, I was so invested because...
So 3 days would kill
Oh,
them off.
and if you set the intention,
Yeah.
you tell your
That's
body,
what we want to do.
we program that,
Oh, it's that quick.
You can tell the body to, you put the vibration in there, you tell them, hey,
As long as
you're
you
not
don't
welcome.
put any fruit or anything in it,
Yeah.
keep them alive. It's lemons fine.
Yeah, pure green, lemons, get them out.
When you say parasites, you're talking about tapeworm or what kind of parasites?
Yeah, all of them, tapeworms, ringworm, like all of the stuff. I don't know, there's so many. You probably know the list of them. Anything. It's just basically a sign that you've got too much waste in your system. Well, if you're running to the
every hour at night and every 2 hours, and I feel like it's coming from my gut side.
and if you're running to the carbs and you're running to sugar and you've got these crazy cravings and you're like, that's parasites.
Yeah.
That's parasites.
Sorry.
And it's because you shouldn't, you should be able to say no and then be okay with that, not no and have a meltdown.
Yeah.
When I was bad, I was a psychopath.
Yeah.
If I didn't have sugar, you didn't want to be around me. It was like crazy, and that was the parasites. They're like, so it's like really just getting that gut bacteria right is huge.
Yep.
And then you can not have food control your life.